Good evening, and thank you for logging into 10 Dimensions of Wellness. On tonight's show, we have songwriter, author, singer, owner of DASI Entertainment Group, Miss Sunja Dannette. We're going to thank her for being on the show. Thank you for giving us your time today. Now, tell us a little bit about who Sunja Dannette is, and tell us about DASI Entertainment Group, what that stands for, and what you guys do.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I greatly appreciate this opportunity to share about what we do at DASI. DASI is Diversified Arts and Services International Group. It's an LLC, and we do everything from entertainment. I actually, I can book entertainment through DASI, as well as publishing, because I'm publishing my works through DASI as well, and also education. And my tutoring company, Tailored Tutor Language Services, is also under the umbrella of DASI Group LLC. So that is pretty much what we do: entertainment, publishing, and education. Of course, the entertainment portion is myself as an artist, Sunja Dannette, and also am able to book other artists for entertainment purposes, musicians. What we stand for is the goal and the mission of everything I do is to inspire, to empower, to educate, and to entertain the world as we overcome in life. That is something, it was birthed, I would say, in 2015, and it was a long journey to actually get it to fruition, to get it to, on paper, to like, okay, this is physically it. And I'm very grateful for every opportunity to share and to be a part of other like-minded purposes and vision. That's who we are, DASI Group, Diversified Arts and Services International.
So let's get down to, just dealing with creativity. You are one of the most creative people that I know. How do you explain your creativity to other people, and how do you actually, I guess, how do you expose others to your creativity, and how do you encourage them to be creative as well? Is that what you're doing with DASI Entertainment? Is that how you're bringing more artists to the table?
Great question, Cammie. And I would definitely say that because of the diversity and the creativity that already exists within my company, I think that definitely draws other artists. My creative approach as to what I do, for me, is like it all ties together. It all ties together. Like everything that I do, it ties together in some way. And I believe that we're all creative and that we're all born creative. But a lot of times living in the current reality, quote unquote, creativity a lot of times is discouraged. But now we're in a world, in a place where creativity is now encouraged, because of the lack of a lot of resources and the lack of, with everything changing, in our society.
Yeah, that was my next question for you. How do you encourage creativity in the midst of a pandemic? Well, whereas, people are focused on their health, but we all know that creativity is a huge part of health. So how do you encourage creativity in the midst of a pandemic?
Well, great question. I still do performances on social media. That's, I'm grateful that it's inspired other people. I'm still doing, shows that are, have some restrictions because of the current pandemic, as well as the podcast. People are listening. And above all else, what I tell all artists, like during this time, is vital that we create. It's absolutely vital that we create, because for one, for me, it's vital for my sanity, for me to create. I have to create, because I'll, I might get down, I might get depressed, but creating helps to keep me afloat. And by encouraging others to create, by creating, that's my part in just applying that inspiration.
Yeah, we often hear that art is therapy, music is therapy. Those are ways for us to get in touch with ourselves on a creative level. Music being also a very healing having healing attributes as well. With us stuck in the house, or with this pandemic, or with people just fearing illness, music has a way of actually calming the mental, calming the emotions, and healing the body as well.
Yes, totally 100% agree. And that's scientifically proven. We know that music, is a healer. And to be a part of that healing I count it as a privilege and an honor. And I have be healing myself because
I think we all doing a little bit of that right now with this social distancing. Having to pull out the old songs, sing old hymns, ask for peace of mind, all kinds of stuff going on. It's just a lot of self-care and self-healing that we all have to do right now.
Absolutely, because it's crazy with what's going on. And we see like media really.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question for you. We talked about the pandemic, but what about this political climate? Like, back in, the 70s, or I want to say not even just the 70s, the 60s, the 50s, when this was previously going on, we had great inspirational songs. We had songwriters who actually had messages of hope and had messages of what I would like to say solution type of situations that brought people together and unified people. Whereas now we don't really have that aspect anymore. Where do we get that from? Who are some of the writers or some of the songwriters out there that you would recommend that we listen to for inspiration right now, for hope right now?
Right now, I would definitely say that there is still a lot of inspiration. There's always, some inspirational music being created and has been created throughout the course of history. Even now, there are, tons of artists creating inspirational pieces. I have some inspirational pieces, Overcomer, Sunja, Dannette.
Yes, that's right. That's on Spotify, correct? And Pandora.
Everywhere. Yeah. So Overcomer, and that's an inspirational piece, because no matter what's going on, it talks about being abused, it talks about being lied to, and that's unfortunately what's happening. We're being lied to, we're being, abused to a certain extent.
That's very true.
And even with all of this, we have to know that we are overcomers, that we are overcoming. Not just, saying it, but believing it and putting action behind it. Unfortunately, the current political crisis we have it's not new. It's just overexposed at this point. And to find solutions, we are definitely going to have to really be creative and really unify. Those those are the main things we have to, like creativity and diversity. Those are the key components in creating solutions and following through with those solutions as a people. And so, but yes, there are plenty of inspirational artistry happening right now, especially now. If you go on Spotify, there's Chantel Wheeler. She actually is creating a project in the works right now, and I was, blessed to be a part of that. And she, a lot of artists are writing right now because of the, everything that's going on. Yeah, it's crazy.
So, okay, earlier you talked about DASI Entertainment Group also focusing not only on entertainment but education as well. You listed your company, Tailored Languaging Tutoring Company. Did I say that right? No, Tailored.
I guess it's a bit of a tongue twister.
All I know is TTL, so it's Tailored Tutored Languaging, correct?
Language service, yes.
Yeah, okay, see, one or the other, I don't know. It is a bit of a tongue twister.
Yeah.
But no, one of the things that you offer are online Spanish classes. I do know that for a fact. I saw that on your Facebook page. So what I want to ask you is, in the peak of all of this going on, what other online educational services, what kind of online things are you being inspired to create and do for kids or for just people in general?
Great. So currently, I may be partnering with another company that's international, where I'll be teaching English to mostly Spanish-speaking children. Those ages are from like 8 to 18, those students. So that is going to be a different venture because I'm more accustomed to teaching Spanish than to teaching English.
You can barely speak English.
Right. Yeah, I speak English.
I speak it in English.
Yes. So I'll be teaching English to Spanish-speaking students. That's going to be fun. Also, it's taken so long, but I'm definitely about to venture into creating online resources for students that are audio and video. It's just, we're in the process. I'm getting closer and closer to actually having a finished product. And of course, I have a course on Udemy where you can get started with your language goals. And yeah, we're venturing closer and closer to that aspect of creating a online educational resource for
I think this pandemic, this lockdown, I think this inspired quite a few of us to start being online dominant, because services are in fact varying online. I know for years I've done virtual nutrition services, but I didn't realize how important it was to offer services online.
Absolutely. So yeah, it's a big advantage for the consumer as well as the business. It's a huge advantage and it's convenient, especially now. Doing online and having online resources is vital for the success of any company right now.
Absolutely. So with all this going on, tell us what's next for Sunja Dannette. Like, what's next? Are you releasing music? When's your next album coming out? Are we going to see you in another play? Where can we find you next?
Well, I am definitely going to be releasing another some music in September. Currently is a single, but the single's in English, and I also will be releasing it in Spanish at the same time in September. That's my birthday month. So,
Okay, so I'm going to ask you to repeat that only because we lost you for a little bit.
oh, okay. My apologies. So yeah, I'm going to be releasing some new music in September. That's my birthday month, so I tend to like to do and release stuff during that month because I like to celebrate the entire month. And what better way to celebrate than to drop a single? It's in English and in Spanish, and I might be able to also. I'm working on some new music as well, and hopefully it'll be ready by then as well. And so it may be two singles that I drop in September, but either way, I'm definitely dropping that single is already ready to go. It's titled Let's Make Music. It's definitely something that will take you to a different, mindset. Absolutely. So yeah, in the midst of
okay, it's a love song. So yeah, we love songs.
who
Loving
doesn't
on each
love love,
other.
right?
We all know that that's a part of emotional and physical wellness. We need
That's
that as
right.
much. Yeah. So yeah, we love songs over here. When you're ready to let us hear one of your love songs, by all means, come back to the show and release it so we can hear it. We'll throw some lessons about physical and emotional wellness in there as well.
Right.
But no, what tips would you give like artists out there right now who are looking for ways to get their music across? Like we all know that online artistry has been a mainstream for probably about 10 years or so.
Yeah.
It knocked record sales out of the way. So how do they stand out? How do they be uniquely authentic in this world of, so many artists and so many people out there that are doing very similar, if not the same thing?
Right. Yeah. So yeah, it's something that is really, if you think about it too much, you might be discouraged because everyone is online now. All the artists, that's including mainstream artists, that's independent, everyone is, because it's kind of like everyone has been forced, into this arena now online. What's most important, I would say, is to be yourself and find your people, because there are a whole lot of people on this planet, and it's enough for everyone to have people, everyone to have fans, to have people who listen to them. I have people, and I'd be excited about it. I have people who follow me, who believe in what I stand for, who know my story, and who are inspired by my music. And so you have to be yourself, tell your story, and present yourself in the most, unique way that you can, not, in an extreme manner, unless that's who you are. But be yourself, be who you are. And I believe that the more you put yourself out there, the more exposure there is for your people to find you. So yeah, we all have people. You have people. I haven't heard an artist, and there's all types of music all over the globe. Don't let anyone tell you, oh, there's not a market for that. What does that even mean? We talking about art here, So,
right, like just
right.
Like, what people don't know is once you get out there and once people hear exactly what you have to say, there's always going to be someone out there who appreciates your artistry.
Absolutely. And that is what's key, is that you don't lose sight of that. Don't lose sight of who you are, trying to chase, numbers and all of that. I mean, yeah, that has its place. But at the end of the day, if you're an artist, you're an artist. I'm an artist. I don't care who's listening or who, it don't matter. That's what I do, So I'm grateful that, my awareness, the brand awareness is increasing. That was my goal for this year, was just, working on brand awareness, really.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm happy that that's what I chose.
Okay, for 2020. Okay.
Right. 2020.
I think I posted that on Facebook earlier today, that I just realized that I set all the goals that I set for 2020, not that I didn't reach them, but they've since changed.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And I'm unbothered by it. Like, just keep rolling with the flow. But what's crazy is, even though they have since changed, the plan hasn't changed.
Right.
Meaning, so much so that I haven't switched up too much of anything that I wasn't already doing. So being creative in the aspect of trying to find ways to make what was once a physical aspect of my business now an online aspect has been, where I am. Most people are there as well. But at the same time, for those that aren't there, you just got to dive in and say, okay,
yeah,
I'm gonna try this, and if it works,
And you are one of the most creative and, daring people that I know. Like, if you think of it, you're probably going to try it.
You're right. Because you never, like, in this day and age, and it's most of the time, it's never really about the money. It's just the creative aspect of it. I'm one of those people that, once I get my nose onto something, or once I get my hooks into something, then it becomes a problem if it's not done.
That's good, though.
Yeah. So, like, I've created events that I've written them out for, like, I don't have to do them, but if somebody ever needed an event that they were unsure about doing, or, in their field or anything like that, then I'm always going to be prepared. Like, I thought about it for a moment. Maybe I should just sell event structures. Give people a booklet to tell them how to run a specific event.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I've been a chef for 20 years. I've done events for just about the same amount of time. I've run my own show. I've been on the radio. I've been on stage. So why not be able to write something up and sell it to people so that they be like, hey, yeah, I can do this too. But
exactly. And that sells like hotcakes these days.
Yeah.
It's the DIY age.
Yeah, and that's what I say, like, being creative in what you think about doing is the aspect that we want to share. Like, you want people to, go outside the box, and don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. And if you do art, just do it afraid, because usually someone
that's when your best art comes across.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I even, not even with art, I'm not a quote unquote artist. In the culinary world, yes, but in the mainstream world, no. However, even with speaking, with teaching, with going out there and talking to people, healing people, instructing people, we have to be creative in the way that we connect with people as well. So even if you're doing that, do it afraid. Because you never know who you're inspiring. You never know who you're connecting with. You never know whose life you're changing.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true.
So, yeah. But no, okay, so tell everybody how they can find Sunja Dannette, where we can find her online, on social media, on Facebook, your website, all of that good stuff.
Absolutely. So you're able to follow and receive updates of what I'm doing on Facebook. It's Sunja Dannette. That's SunjaDannette. That's two names, Sunja Dannette. On Instagram is Sunja_Dannette, and Twitter is Sunja Dannette. You're able to contact me for booking at sunjadannette@gmail.com. So yes, and also have a podcast. It's on Spotify. It's Roadmap Street Signs Indie Artist Showcase with Sunja Dannette. Tailored Tutor Language Services is also on Facebook. It's TT Langs, That's Langs. Yeah, but if you come to Sunja Dannette, you'll be able to find everything else.
Yep, and we'll post all of her social media information in the podcast, in the information for this particular podcast, so you can find her as well. You guys, that's going to bring us to the end of 10 Dimensions of Wellness. I want to wish you both peace and blessings. Thank you, Sunja Dannette, for being on our show today. It was great having you on talking about creative wellness. Don't forget that we do follow the 10 dimensions of wellness. That's accountability, creative wellness, environmental wellness, emotional wellness, financial wellness, social wellness, spiritual wellness, physical wellness, and I'm sure I left something out, intellectual wellness and occupational wellness. So those are all the 10 dimensions of wellness. In order to achieve balance in your life, you must have balance in all of those aspects of your life as well. So you can listen to this podcast on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora, Google, and Apple Music. Thank you so much for downloading, listening in. Share it with your friends. Also, subscribe to our YouTube page for our videos and more. We'll see you later.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Right now, switch your family to T-Mobile and get 4 lines for $25 a line with AutoPay and 5G access included on America's largest 5G network. So don't wait. Get unlimited and nationwide 5G access for the whole family for just $25 a line. Visit a T-Mobile store or T-Mobile.com today.
Plus taxes and fees. Customers may notice lower speeds and further reduction if using over 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video at 480p. Unlimited while on our network. Qualifying credit and 4+ lines required. Capable device required for 5G. Coverage not available in some areas. Some uses may require certain features. See T-Mobile.com.